Right, we got this. Hello, and happy Tuesday. My name is Rebecca Davis. I am the Director of Transition Projects at the Federation for Children with Special Needs. And today is Tuesday, so it must be Transition Tuesday. It's a very special Transition Tuesday because today we're going to learn about the NextGen Careers Initiative. And we have with us today from NextGen Careers Initiative, their Strategic Director, Michelle Banks. Michelle, would you like to share a little bit about NextGen?
Sure. Thanks, Rebecca. And hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. It's just a pleasure and a privilege to be here talking to you about NextGen Careers, which is a program within the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission, serving 18 to 30-year-olds, focusing on their career outcomes. And a little bit about myself, Rebecca, if that works for what's next. Yeah, I've been with MRC almost about a year now. I'll tell you a little bit more about NextGen, which is a brand new program within the agency. But I've been working with transition age youth and emerging young adults and emerging adults for my entire career in the juvenile justice, child welfare systems, and did some teaching and lecturing and curriculum development at BU Schools Social Work, specifically focused on family policy and social welfare policy for children, youth, and young adults. So this is an exciting opportunity for me to help bring NextGen Careers to young adults and their families, and really looking forward to the exciting career pathways that happen as a result of it. And if it's okay, Rebecca, I have a PowerPoint that I can share. Sometimes it's more for me than for everyone else listening, but there's a lot of great detail about NextGen Careers that I don't want to miss. So with your permission, I will pull that up and share it with our audience.
I can say that we are getting a lot of calls about NextGen. I was speaking to a group yesterday. They had already heard about it. So I know that people want more information about this. So I'm really excited to be able to bring this presentation to our families today. So thank you again.
Super. Thank you. Okay, so you met me. I also shared the director role with David Sykes, who is no stranger to vocational rehabilitation. He's worked in several area offices and leadership positions and on special projects for MRC. And there is our contact information, which is also available through the Federation.
So I'm not sure that I can see that. Should I be able to see that?
Great question. I'm glad you stopped me.
Yes,
I just try that again. Yeah.
Aha, there you go.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, still seeing that, Rebecca?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, good. So there's my contact information and David's contact information, and we're available to all of our partners and our NextGeners, our potential NextGeners, their families, if we can be of assistance. And like I said, the Federation knows how to get in touch with us, as well as our folks within the regions as well. What I'd love to share with you today is an overview of the grant that funds NextGen Careers, and it just provide a discussion about our target populations and our service regions, what the learning experience is in NextGen Careers, discussion about our team roles, how to get into NextGen Careers, and just sample some of our marketing materials for some of our partners that may be watching today. So a little over a year ago, in December 2021, MRC received a $17 million innovation grant from the federal government, from the Rehabilitation Services Administration. This grant's fully funded through June 30th, 2026, with the potential for renewal. So we'll know closer to June 2026 whether we'll be able to continue, but we're very optimistic that we will, and we'll be serving through that summer our NextGeners. So this is a 5-year demonstration project focused on improving long-term career outcomes that we've named NextGen Careers. This is a significant investment, as you can see, that the federal government has made in Massachusetts. And they've commented that some of the components of innovation that we put in this, they are very interested in seeing whether or not they're going to lend to better career attainment, better outcomes for participants in vocational rehabilitation. And a lot of the innovative components we've actually taken from other sectors, from our partners at the Department of Mental Health, the Department of Transitional Assistance, the Department of Children and Families, things that they're doing that we've seen families, young adults, transition age youth be responsive to, that we said, hey, let's take a look at how this might impact career outcomes as well. And we're focused specifically on young adults with disabilities between the ages of 18 and 30. And we're partners with the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind and the Massachusetts Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing on this grant. So what is NextGen? Like I'm saying, it's new, it's innovative. It's an initiative to help young adults explore the world of work. We're aiming to help our next geners learn to advocate for themselves, gain confidence, and fast track their job journey. Any young adult who lives in our service regions that I'll get into in a moment, who has any type of disability and is ages 18 to 30 qualifies for service through NextGen Careers. We are making targeted efforts to recruit NextGeners who may have intellectual and/or developmental disabilities, autism spectrum disorders, sensory disabilities, blind, low vision, deaf, and hard of hearing, and those from underserved racial and ethnic groups, Black, Asian, and Latinx. We want to see if folks from these communities can benefit from these innovative practices and be better engaged with the services that they're qualified for and entitled to, and we know can benefit from. So we're really looking for these young adults, these next geners who haven't been successfully engaged in the past and don't necessarily feel compelled to walk in through our front door on their own. We aren't across the state just yet, unfortunately. We are a demonstration project, so we're in select areas, and we're able to serve the cities and towns that fall within the catchment area of the MRC area offices that you see on the right there. So in our South District, that's the area offices of Boston, Roxbury, and Braintree. In the North District, Lawrence and Lowell, and in the West District, Springfield and Worcester. And to get a list of those cities and towns, you can access it on that bottom link right there. You can also contact the Federation, where we've supplied them with just a Word document with a list, which can be a lot easier than searching it through the internet. Rebecca, did you have a question? Yeah,
I did. I was just going to say, just to reiterate, that those MRC offices are where you are working, you're targeting, but those offices deal with other towns. You called it a catchment area, but there are other towns within that region. So yes, it would be a good idea if you see Boston and you think, oh, I'm not living in Boston, you might want to take a look, right? Because maybe your town is being covered by that MRC office.
Absolutely. I'm just looking, I was just in Bedford and Woburn, which are actually served by the Lowell area office, the MRC Lowell area office. So yeah, it is a catchment area, and there is a list of cities and towns. And we also have the list by zip codes. So, and it's also important to point out that vocational rehabilitation is available across the state. And our next geners can choose, they can elect general VR, or if they live in these specific catchment areas, they have a choice between NextGen Careers and general VR, general vocational rehabilitation. So this is just a specific model doing things differently, but everybody in the Commonwealth has access to vocational rehabilitation. We want to make sure we make that clear. So at the heart of NextGen Careers is a learning experience that we have called Self-Cares. We're focusing on developing and enhancing young adults' internal skills. Why? Because we know that sort of walking in the front door of an employer and learning what they want you to learn is only half the battle, right? Through the entire life course of a worker, they have to practice, improve upon, and be aware of their internal skills. So we have exercises, assessments, skill building activities that are related to self-capacity. So building confidence in your ability to perform a job, self-advocacy, so the ability to direct one's own life. And what we're learning in NextGen is you have to advocate for yourself in a lot of places, right? So you have to successfully advocate for yourself at home with your family members who are key to your success. You have to be able to successfully advocate for yourself at work and be able to request an accommodation or receive feedback and ask questions about it. Self-realization, so understanding your strengths and your limitations, and where is a place where you're going to be able to use those strengths, or where is a place where those limitations are not going to be helping you along your job journey, and understanding what those are and choosing a path that works for you and brings you career gratification. And then self-sufficiency, the ability to be independent. And at NextGen Careers, we don't see that as being alone. We see that as effectively utilizing supports that are available to you, understanding where they are, how to access them, and using them with confidence, knowing that you're going to bring yourself and your employer success that way. So this is really kind of different, doing this intensive work alongside of potentially job seeking or identifying a career or accessing a training program. These things are done in concert together. They're also done at the NextGeners' own pace. So it's as they may be interested, as they may be responsive, as they may want to spend time here versus job seeking, or job seeking versus here. They make the decision on how that's done for them. Other core components are we have a multidisciplinary integrated resource team, and I will get into the details of who makes up that team on the next slide. We have career preparedness, as I just talked about, focusing on those internal skills to hopefully achieve career self-actualization. Career pathways. At NextGen Careers, we're looking at short work-based learning opportunities, particularly in the field of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math fields, including internships and apprenticeships. Now, some folks can get a little bit intimidated by the idea of pursuing a career in STEM, but what we know is that there is tremendous growth projected. About 25% of the job growth in Massachusetts over the next 10 years is going to be in a STEM field. And that doesn't have to be, in a science lab. It's in a lot of different fields. It's in business, it's in retail, it's in real estate. There's a lot of places where our NextGeners could potentially use their STEM skills that can provide a very well-paying career ladder mobile job. So the next question I often get is, what if I don't want to do a STEM field? What if I want to do a different field? And we are going to support our NextGeners to do that as well. As we do that, we'll be providing them with the education of what's available to them in STEM. In case they change their mind or see an opportunity, they'll understand what that is and where they may want to pursue one. And we provide career extended support. So on-the-job problem solving to maintain employment, counseling to prepare for promotional opportunities, and other supports to promote independence in their careers. So who's going to do all this? We have a team of people in each of our regions. And what's really special about NextGen Careers is this entire team is available to every NextGener on day one of service. So we're not kind of waiting and assessing and seeing what they might need. We intentionally introduce all of these people to our NextGeners. They choose who they want to work with, who's important to what their goals are, but everyone else is still present in the background, contributing to that NextGeners career goal. So every region has a supervisor, every region has a peer mentor, a person with lived experience to help a NextGener along their career path, a family partner. So somebody who's available to families, caregivers, supporters, who may have questions or, want to better understand what this person's doing every day, better understand how to help their goals. We have a career counselor We have an employment success specialist working to forge pathways and job opportunities on behalf of our Next Geners, and then supporting those once they are in them. Everybody has a benefits counselor available to them, so somebody to understand the impact of benefits as a Next Gener begins work. And we have specialty counselor roles we have a specialty counselor for blind, low vision Next Geners, or deaf, hard of hearing Next Geners, and they support the Next Gener and their families. They also support every member of this team to best understand how to serve somebody with sensory disabilities and negotiate the systems that may be able to help them.
Michelle,
so how do you, yeah,
sorry,
go
this
ahead.
Is Rebecca one more time. Sorry to interrupt. Something as you're going through, I know that sometimes kids age out of school at the age of 22. Right. Mm-hmm. And so they're still in high school at the age of 18. So can NextGen start if a student is still in high school?
We can start if a student is still in high school. We need to do that planfully with the teams that are assisting the Next Gener, as well as the Next Gener and their family. What we're finding is we can be a very good fit for the student that you're describing. And in other circumstances, they bring in NextGen, but there are already other services in place and goals that are being pursued that we might become disruptive to. So it's been, we've sort of as a group decided not right now, but maybe in 3 months, 6 months. So we want to come to the table where we can be helpful, but we want everybody to be able to achieve their goals. So if we find that there might be too many folks on the team, or they just need to get through, you know, this job program that they're doing, and they're going to be done in March, maybe come back in March. We can be very flexible, but I think it's always helpful to have a conversation and see where we might be able to fit in. And our supervisors are having those conversations every week. So, yep, Great. For sure. Okay, so how do you get into NextGen Careers? There is a website right there. If you Google mass.gov NextGen Careers, that brings you to our landing page. We have made the simplest inquiry form we possibly could, because we got feedback in the design phase of NextGen Careers from our young adults stakeholders that they're tired of filling out gobs of paperwork to get services, and, you know, disclosing tons of information up front before they even know if this is a good fit for them. So to get into NextGen Careers, there's an inquiry form that has name, address, how do you want us to contact you, and how did you find us? And then it just becomes a conversation from there, where somebody on this NextGen team is going to get in touch with that Next Gener, and then really partner with them through the eligibility and enrollment process. We've also done everything we could to make the eligibility process as simple as possible. So if somebody has tried general vocational rehabilitation in the past, and they, you know, came up to a barrier that made them, you know, not want to continue, I would suggest giving us a try again, because we might be able to just, with all these folks here, provide a more supportive way to get into services and benefit from them. We also will take on the task of explaining to a Next Gener or their family members whether NextGen Careers or general vocational rehabilitation is best for them. So we will invite what their goals are. You know, are they interested in a team? Are they interested in doing self-care's work? Or maybe they just want to get into work right away and they're not really interested in all of this other stuff. And maybe general vocational rehabilitation might be a better path for them. Alternatively, maybe they want to enroll in college next year and they don't want to go to work imminently. They want to get a degree first. We're going to help them into the general vocational rehabilitation model. So it really is a supported discussion to help Next Geners make sure that this is worth their time and is going to support them getting to their goals. And I know I'm running out of time, Rebecca. So we do have here a list of our...
I would just say, take your time. This is very, very important.
Okay, good.
So you take all the time you need.
Okay, thank you. This is a list of our regional supervisors. We have Cheryl Barraclough in the north, Dave Rabal in the south, and Krista Di Gregorio in the west. And have been, our numbers are growing, but they have been the first point of contact often for families or NextGeners themselves who complete that inquiry form. They're the ones calling them or emailing them, and they'll set up an inquiry meeting. And if families and NextGeners are more comfortable meeting face-to-face on a Zoom or even in person, they're doing that as well. So they're very knowledgeable, but they're not going to drag you into our program if they don't think that, or you're not telling them that that's not what's right for you. And then this is just a sample of our marketing materials. Rebecca's very familiar with them. We will drop them off, posters, flyers, digital flyers. All of them have QR codes on them where folks can just scan and go right to our landing page on mass.gov. But if you have a cool place you think they might belong, that would get a lot of NextGeners being able to see them, or their family members or their supporters, we'd be happy to mail some out or drop some off to anybody. And that is NextGen Careers. So the Federation is a key partner in this effort. And yeah, we want to serve 1,000 young adults by June 2026. So that's our goal, and happy to, talk to anybody, take any questions to help ensure that folks who qualify for the program are aware that it's an option for them.
And as partners with the NextGen Careers Initiative, the Federation is doing our best to reach out in those areas where NextGen is happening to get to people, to get to organizations. So if you happen to be seeing this and you think, oh, I want some flyers, you can also reach out to us at transition@fcsn.org, or you can contact me, Rebecca Davis. My email is rdavis, RDAVIS, @fcsn.org, and we will get you where you need to be or get the marketing in your hands. Okay, Michelle, I so appreciate your time today. Thank you. And again, if there are any questions, I can put, is it okay if I put your email in the comments below?
Absolutely, sure, yep.
Okay. Should I also put your coordinators now, or should they just go to you first?
We want to do whatever's easiest, and so okay. We can put mine in, and I can air traffic control, and it does help if folks let me know where they're from. So if I do need to connect them, or we do want to be connected to a regional team, I can get you to the right region on the first try. So okay. I'll put my email in the chat again, Rebecca.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
Perfect.
There's a 2 there. Sometimes folks, they see the Michelle.Banks, but they don't see the 2. So just pointing that out.
Very good. Okay. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to Michelle Banks and we will make sure that you have her email address. You can also reach out to the Federation at transition@fcsn.org and ask or call the call center. They also, you can just call our information center. We're ready to take some calls, and we'll try to get as many youth as possible and as many families as possible engaged in this wonderful new initiative. It's exciting. I'm glad that we can do this and help support this work.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. Happy Transition Tuesday.